that time, before consciousness became present, there was no sand or sea, nor chilling streams. Ground was not found, nor were the heavens. There was only the yawning abyss. Nothing else is known about this place, only that at some point, the void developed temperature. The first heat appeared in the south, then cold in the north, and it was these two branches that would manifest the primordial realms. The first was a charred place known as Muspelheim. Near uninhabitable, the world was composed of lava, flame, and ash. The cold, meanwhile, crunched and pressed until finally becoming solid, forging the mist world, Niflheim. In the center of this world was a well. How it came to be is unknown, but from its advent to this very day, 11 rivers flow from its bubbling spring, and together they form the ice waves known as Ilivagar. Poisonous and growing, the ice waves stacked and grew with every passing century, expanding from the ice world towards Muspelheim. At the same time, the world of fire was also growing and approaching the ever-expanding Ilivagar. For aeons they spread towards the center of the abyss, until finally, at that fateful moment, where the most poisonous and cold of ice met the deadliest of flame. Chaos. Pure, unadulterated chaos. Ice melted and regrew, flames were quelled and heating, and amidst it all, something had occurred. Something that had never been seen up to that moment in reality. Life. The entity was immense, at least the size of a moon, his mind the size of an ant, and in the core of the abyss he floated. He was driven only by the most primordial of instincts. This was Ymir, the father of giants. As he slept, his sweat gathered in his left armpit, and from that liquid came the first generation of giants. Now, since all were currently residing in an abyss of pure nothingness, all found themselves in need of nourishment, and, as luck would have it, another entity was born from the fire and ice, a cow named Abdumla. She was said to be around Ymir's size, and produced the richest of milk, from which the giant drank from her udders. Though since the cow also needed her own nourishment, she obtained it by licking the salty ice of Niflheim. For a while, this strange reliance continued, Abdumla consuming the ice, and Ymir consuming her milk. But as the calf continued to lick upon the icebergs, she came across a man, fair of feature, great and mighty. This was Buri, and he would become the father of the gods. Being without gender, Buri was able to birth a son, and after 2 generations, his own children, mating with the giants of Ymir, would culminate into the triplets, Vili, Ve, and Odin. The triplets were raised as best their parents could raise them. But then Ymir encountered Bor, the triplets' father, and murdered him. The triplets engaged Ymir, and in that moment, the infinite feud between gods and giants began. Ymir raised and flailed his arms aimlessly, enabling the triplets to grasp his limbs and rip him apart. And lo, Ymir, the first giant, fell. and there gushed forward his blood, drowning almost all his children, save for two, named Ymir and his wife. From Ymir's corpse, the brothers created Midgard, the world we currently stand on to this day. Ymir's blood and sweat became all the water. The land is his flesh. The crags of his bones and teeth became the gravel stones and mountains. And finally, Ymir's skull became the sky we look up to every day. And thus, our home was created. Now you're probably wondering how the other realms came to be. Well, that will be the subject of my next tale. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. If you'd like to stay up to date, press the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next video.